First, let me now invite the 2024 IEEE Region 10 Young Professionals Outstanding Volunteer in Industry category, Mr. Mahsoom Raseen. So, Raseen is a volunteer from IEEE Sri Lanka section as well. So, welcome to this session, and Raseen, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Manodya. So good morning, everyone. It's an absolute honor to be here with you today, not just as a speaker, but as a fellow IEEE member as well. So I was someone who once sat in forums like this, filled with curiosity and maybe a little bit of uncertainty, wondering, can I really make a difference? Right? So today I'm proud to say yes. Yes, you absolutely can. I'm here to share my journey, reflect on what I've learned, and hopefully spark something in you to take the next step in your own IEEE story. I also want to talk to you honestly about something we sometimes hesitate to do, which is celebrating our work and applying for recognition, because that too matters. I know it's difficult, but it matters. So I came to understand that every contribution, no matter how small, truly matters. So even if it's something as simple as translating a paragraph in an event flyer, just to help someone else understand it, can make a meaningful impact. So if a student, graduate, or even a curious kid benefits from that effort, you've already made a difference in someone else's life. So each of us, each of you here has your own journey. Some of you are still studying, others are working in demanding industries, managing projects, and why not, even juggling personal commitments. Why? Because you care, right? And the thing is, despite all of that, you chose to volunteer, right? And that means that you somehow wanted to make some sort of a difference because you want to support, uplift, and inspire others. And that is a remarkable quality that deserves recognition. So let me talk a little bit about my journey here, right? So I actually joined the IEEE community quite late compared to many of my peers. While most volunteers begin their IEEE journey as undergrads within the university ecosystem, my path was a little different. I studied outside Sri Lanka, so I wasn't part of the local IEEE student community during my university years. So when I returned to Sri Lanka after graduation, I was already working in the industry. And to be honest, it felt a bit strange at first. Walking into IEEE as a professional and not as a student, I quickly noticed how tight-knit the community was. It already felt like one big family, right? So I wondered if there was space for someone like me, a bit of an outsider, to really contribute. So, but then that changed the moment I joined my first project, which was called Y2N Pro within the young professionals ecosystem in Sri Lanka. It stood for Young to Niche Professionals. So the leads at the time weren't just experienced, they were incredibly open-minded. So they welcomed new perspectives and ideas that came out from the usual mold, right? So they didn't just allow space, they encouraged it. And because of that, it was surprisingly smooth to fit in. So when I joined first, I didn't have a grand vision. I wasn't thinking about awards, positions, or projects. I just wanted to be useful, right? Which is something that all of us want to do, right? My earliest experiences were simple: helping out at events, coordinating communications, being part of the team that made things happen behind the scenes. Nothing flashy, just showing up. So, but I learned quickly that in IEEE, when you show up, you grow. One opportunity led to another. I eventually became the marketing and platforms lead for the IEEE Young Professional Sri Lanka, and also the vice chair for IEEE Sri Lanka section site. In each of these roles, the common thread was purpose, right? Purpose-driven work surrounded by passionate people who wanted to do good through technology. So now let me be honest, right? This journey wasn't always smooth. Like many of you, I faced my fair share of challenges. There were times I had to juggle deadlines at a demanding job, family responsibilities, all while organizing an event or delivering a project. Sometimes, despite all your planning, things would go wrong. last minute cancellations, poor turnout, technical issues. There were moments when I felt discouraged or unsure if my efforts were making a difference at all. So building trust in community-focused project was another challenge as well, especially in initiatives like some things that we've done in the past, like a clean water project or an education outreach. It wasn't just about launching an idea. It was about truly connecting with people, earning their trust, and creating something sustainable. So in those times, I also had to learn to lead through uncertainty, especially during disruptions like, let's say, the pandemic, right? Where plans had to be reimagined overnight, and all of us have faced it. And like any volunteer, I faced the challenge of limited resources, not enough time, not enough funds, not enough support. But I realized something important. When your purpose is clear, right? And when you will always find a way forward. Creativity, collaboration, and perseverance become your greatest tools. Each challenge became a turning point. And if you're facing one in your own right now, I want you to remember you're not alone. You're not failing. You're simply growing, right? It's all part of this ecosystem where we tend to learn from our mistakes and eventually progress. Every time things got difficult, I also had one very important constant: my team. I was incredibly lucky to work with passionate, dependable volunteers who stepped up when it mattered. There were times I had to lean on them and they showed up. And there were times when they leaned on me and I made sure to be there. That's when I realized something powerful. Mentorship and shared leadership aren't just ideals, they are necessities. When you mentor others, when you empower your teammates to lead, you're not just completing a project, you're building future leaders as well. That's how you make an initiative sustainable, because the real impact isn't just in what you accomplish, but it's in what you enable others to do long after you've moved on, especially. So making a difference doesn't only matter outside IEEE. It's not just for the rest of the community. It matters within your team, within your community, because in IEEE, we don't just create solutions, right? We create each other's support systems. So the strength of our work lies in knowing we have each other's backs. I wouldn't have achieved what I did without my team, and I'm proud to say that that was what it mattered the most, and I was someone they could rely on too. So some of the most fulfilling experiences I've had weren't just professional. They were deeply human. I want to specifically take a moment to mention some of the projects that shaped my journey. So as part of Sri Lanka section site, there were projects like IEEE Nanasa, which was an education outreach project that brought STEM education to underserved students. The joy in their eyes when they realized science could be fun, that's something I'll never forget. And then there was Filter of Hope, which was the clean water initiative that I mentioned earlier, where we distributed purification systems to rural community colleges or schools. Technology literally became something like a lifeline for those students, right? And then there was something called Sihineta Peraman, which means a journey to your dream in my mother tongue. It was an education project that connected students with resources and mentorship. It gave them the courage to dream bigger. And of course, I was also part of IEEE Young Professional Sri Lanka, and with a series of projects focused on career development, personal branding, soft skills and trainings, helping individuals transition smoothly into the professional world. So these projects taught me that volunteering isn't just about giving time, it's about giving purpose to your skills. It's about asking yourself, how can I make someone else's life better? And especially make it better using what I know or what I can contribute with, right? So when I was nominated for this award, which is IEEE R10 Young Professionals Award in the Industry Practitioner category, I was honestly surprised because it wasn't something that I expected that I would get. But when I received the award, I realized it wasn't just a recognition of what I had done, right? It was a reminder that impact matters, that showing up matters, right? But let me be clear, this award isn't the end of a journey. It's just a milestone. And more importantly, it's not just for people like me, it's for people like you, people who care, who contribute, who lead by example. Which brings me to something very important that I would like to specifically touch upon in this speech. So let's talk about how to put together a strong IEEE R10 YP award nomination, right? Either for yourself or someone you know, because we often hesitate thinking, is what I did enough? But I want you to remember, impact is not measured in titles. It's measured in transformation. That's very important. So here are a few insights from my own experience of how I applied for this award, right? So number one, tell a compelling story. Don't just list roles and events. Talk about why you did it. What problems were you solving? Who benefited? Stories stick, right? Make sure yours is memorable. Make sure that the readers would be able to resonate with your experience. Number two, which is show real impact, right? Use numbers where possible. How many students reached? How many hours volunteered? Did your work results, were there results in a new initiative, policies, partnerships? Evidence is what gives your story weight. Provide metrics, right? Number three, connect to a greater purpose, right? Whether it's aligning with IEEE's missions, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or even local community needs, show your work fits into a bigger picture. It shows vision, right? And that helps you with that resonance, or it helps people understand and resonate more with the career according to the points 1, 2, and especially 3 is what sticks even further. Number 4 are your endorsements, right? Reach out to mentors or collaborators who can write from the heart and give strong endorsements. Ask them to describe specific moments where you made an impact, right? Not just generic endorsements. It goes to show that they knew what you did and how you contributed and how you personally made an impact. And last but not least, which is very important, don't wait to be nominated. Don't wait to be told to apply for this. Step forward, right? It's not arrogance at all, it's accountability. You owe it to yourself and to others to recognize what you've built. And if you know someone else doing amazing at their work, nominate them, right? Let's lift each other up. So don't just think about winning the award. The process of applying itself is valuable. It helps you reflect your own growth, clarify your journey, and even discover new goals. It helps you reflect a lot on what you did. So why does this matter, right? At its core, IEEE is more than just a professional network. It's a movement, a collective of minds who want to solve problems, build communities, and shape the future. It doesn't matter if you're an undergrad or a senior engineer, your voice simply matters. Your actions matter, right? And the best part, you don't have to do it alone. Every project I mentioned, every milestone I reached, it happened with teams, with people who challenged me, supported me, and believed in a shared mission. So we are living in a time, especially where the world around us is transforming at lightning speed. AI is advancing faster than ever, automation, machine learning, you name it, right? Technology is reshaping industries, careers, and even how we interact in the world. But amid all that rapid progress, one thing remains constant: the power of doing what your heart tells you. That's what makes us human. Yeah, I believe everybody agrees with me on that particular point. We weren't meant to live in a grind or a hustle culture where we wake up, hustle, meet deadlines, and repeat. No, that's not the full story of who we are. Yes, hard work is important, but so is meaning, so is impact. And I've learned that nothing makes you feel more fulfilled than knowing you've helped a community grow. Seeing someone benefit because of a project you poured your heart into, right? Watching a student light up with curiosity, a village gain access to clean water, or any other sustainable issue that you solve, or a teammate even step into a leadership role because you helped prepare for them. It all matters. Technology might shape the future, but purpose is what fuels it. So let's not just go with the flow. Let's be the reason change happens. Let's lead with empathy, right? Let's lead and let's create with intention. Let's keep doing what makes us and the people around us feel truly alive. So my final message to you, if you take one thing away from this talk, let it be this. You don't need to be perfect to lead. You just need to care enough to start. You have something to offer, right? Whether it's your time, your technical skills, your creativity, or just your willingness to help itself, right? Start small, show up, stay curious, and the rest will eventually progress. The rest will eventually follow, right? One day it might be your name called for that award, right? And when it happens, I'll be right there cheering you on because that's what community is about. So thank you for the opportunity, Aishwarya, Manodia, and the rest of the R10 team, Arun, and all of you for helping me to share my story and my journey. So I would like everybody to continue this. Let's continue, build, and leading, and especially inspiring together. Thanks, everyone. That would be all.